Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. A lot of you have recently been asking me, because it's Zelda week, what is my absolute favorite Legend of Zelda game? And a few of you are actually asking what is my favorite game on a home console and what is my favorite game on a handheld. So this video I'm going to bring you both. And I thought this decision would be really easy, but I really hemmed and hawed for a long time to try and come up with what my two favorite games are for home console and for handheld. And really, I think my decisions are pretty sound, they're pretty solid, but everyone's entitled to your own opinion. So make sure you do comment below throughout this video what are your favorite Legend of Zelda games. Feel free to rank them if you want. But with over 15 options, like I said, this decision wasn't easy. My home console favorite Zelda game is definitely my favorite Zelda game of all time. A lot of people would agree with me. This one for me is Ocarina of Time. What a fantastic game. This one really did set the bar for 3D Zelda games. It was absolutely outstanding at the time. It still is outstanding to this day. What made this game so good back then was the graphics were really good. The atmosphere in the game was amazing. I liked the setting. I liked the time travel. I loved how the characters always weren't who you thought they were. Using the items was really cool. Z targeting was revolutionary. I love the combat system, and I love the puzzles and the sense of adventure you get when you play this game. There's not quite anything like it for me, but this was also my first Legend of Zelda game, so for nostalgic reasons, that's probably why I'm placing this so high at number 1. Pick up that gold cartridge if you can, because if you're a big fan of the series, you might as well try to do so. It's such a great series, it's such a good game, Ocarina of Time, that a lot of lists actually place it at number 1 for all time, and if you don't have it on the N64, if you don't have the N64 console, you could always pick up the 3D version, obviously, which looks absolutely unreal. There's my favorite boss that I had to give a shout out to, Volvagia. Absolutely love it. This guide, by the way, is from Prima Games, an outstanding guide, really well put together. Consider picking it up if you don't have it. So Ocarina of Time is my personal favorite home console game. Comment below what is your favorite Zelda game on home console. I'll give another shout out to Wind Waker HD because that one is so close to being my favorite. But probably, like I said, for nostalgic reasons, Ocarina of Time is number 1. Just going to move that aside as I get to my favorite Zelda game on home consoles. Sorry, on handheld consoles now. Already did home consoles. And this one, maybe I wasn't really expecting because I played this one really recently. And this one is A Link Between Worlds. Again, fantastic game. Really does feel very similar to A Link to the Past, but I think it one-upped A Link to the Past in many, many ways. Especially for a handheld game. This game is absolutely amazing. I love the bosses. I love the fact that you can go into the wall, and the graphics actually really work for me in that 2D kind of landscape. I really think the world feels familiar, and they really did a lot of new things with it. Again, the music is great, the characters are great, the story is great, the sense of adventure is exactly what I expect out of a Zelda game, that I absolutely love A Link Between Worlds. It's fantastic. If you can pick up that console that actually is for A Link Between Worlds, sometimes you can still find this one. It's not that expensive yet. They did sell millions of these, and this is the 3DS XL console made for A Link Between Worlds. So that one is outstanding. You could also pick up a guide that comes with this lithograph, because why not? The A Link Between Worlds game is so good that Prima Games also just released their own guide for it. And really, A Link Between Worlds just brings me back to my childhood. It brings a lot of people back to A Link to the Past, which I actually played more recently, but it is such a fantastically well put together game. And the real fact that I love A Link Between Worlds probably comes down to exploration. You can go through the world in A Link Between Worlds in any order that you want after you get going a little bit. You can choose which dungeons to go in what order. You can rent items, basically, so that you can go about the game at your own pace. And that's another thing why I love The Legend of Zelda. Really, you can go through these games at your own pace, you can set your own story, and it feels creative and personalized to your own experience. Please comment below, what are your favorite Legend of Zelda games? You can comment just about home console or handheld, but I'd love to hear your opinion, and let's start the debate. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and now Instagram too, actually. And remember, as always, go collect them all.